This is fundamentally schoolyard bully stuff. They can accuse me of whatever they want to accuse me of. As Harry S. Truman once said, if you can't take the heat, stay out of the kitchen. And I'm doing this because I think that me being vice president will help improve people's lives. So I accept their attacks, but I think that it is a little bit of projection, Dana. If you think about, just take a couple of days ago, Tim Walz gives this big speech. He's been announced as the VP nominee. And I remember when I had just been announced as the VP nominee, I gave my big speech and I saw my wife and I gave her a big hug and a kiss because I love my wife and I think that's what a normal person does. Tim Walz gave his wife a nice, firm Midwestern handshake and then tried to sort of awkwardly correct for it. So I think that what it is two people, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, who aren't comfortable in their own skin because they aren't comfortable with their policy positions for the American people. And so they're name calling instead of actually telling the American people how they're going to make their lives better. I think that's weird, Dana, but look, they can call me whatever they want to.
You're saying Tim Walz doesn't have affection for his wife? I don't even understand that.
I said that he acted weird, which he did, on a national stage in front of his wife and in front of millions of...
Do you now see that Governor Walz was right when he said, mind your own business? Hello guys and welcome back to Inside the Daily Gist. We are back kicking like we never left. Welcome back guys and thank you. Appreciate you all. Let's jump right into it. Vance, he went on interview with CNN, ABC, and I think one other network over the weekend. So let's give it to him. He is trying to come out. He is trying to take some questions, but he is digging himself in more holes. I told the side, when you find yourself in a hole, stop digging. That is not how JD Vance is handling all these attacks that he has been getting here and there from what he is saying. Yeah, head what he said again. That talking of weird, that he is not weird. It's Governor Walz that is weird. Why? Because the way he hugged his wife. JD Vance, what are you doing? What are you even talking about? Yeah, I saw Dana Bice be like, are you trying to say, or are you saying that Governor Walz ain't got no affection for his wife? Yeah, well, what do y'all think about that statement that he made? They got nothing to talk about than to go back and forth with this attack. He is just doing an interview, but he is not offering new policy or even talked about his and Donald Trump policy. Let's watch another clip. Then we are going to chit-chat on the other side.
You have been on the campaign trail questioning Tim Walz's military record. You say it was shameful that Governor Walz retired from the military before his unit deployed to Iraq. I want to read you something that Joe Eustace, who is a veteran, he served with Governor Walz, said. He said that's a lie. He said he was as good a soldier as you'll find. I'm not trying to defend him. I hope people don't think that. What I'm trying to do is defend someone who served his country. I'm not voting for him. I'll vote against him. But I don't think it's fair to characterize his service the way they have. Governor Walz served 24 years. Sure. He even stayed after he could have retired because of 9/11, more than the country asked of him. Do you honor his service?
Well, of course, Dana, I honor his service, and I've never criticized what Tim Walz did when he was in the military. I criticized his retirement decision, and most importantly, Dana, I criticized his lying about his own record, okay? This is a guy who was captured on video saying, I carried a gun in war. He never went to war. This is a guy who's been captured on video. As other people say, he's an Afghanistan veteran. He's a veteran of a war not nodding along in agreement instead of saying, no, I did serve my country and I did it honorably, but I never went to a war zone. I'm not criticizing Tim Walz's service. I'm criticizing the fact that he lied about his service for political gain, Dana. Now, I served in the United States Marine Corps, and you know this. And look, there are a lot of things that I'm proud about. I've never lied about what I did or overstated it because it would be beneficial to me in an election. I think that's what Tim Walz did. That's what I was criticizing. And yes, I do think it's scandalous behavior.
You talked about one of the things that he said, weapons of war. He was talking in a campaign stop about, he was trying to talk about gun control.
Sure.
And he said, weapons of war I carried in war. I will say that the Harris-Walz campaign did say that the governor misspoke there.
Sure.
Do you accept that?
He misspoke. Another word about it, and he didn't correct the record for 15 years until he was put under political pressure because I called it out, Dana. Whatever you want to call it, a misspeaking or a lie, I think Tim Walz should have to correct the record. Now, you pointed out a soldier who defended his service. There have been a number of soldiers who served with Tim Walz who have criticized him on the exact same grounds that I have because it's not right to misstate or to embellish what you've done, and I think that's what he did.
JD Vance found himself in a hole and he is still digging. He is not backing down on this attack on Governor Walz, a man that served his country for over 20 years. No matter what JD Vance is trying to say or what he is saying, we honor Governor Walz for his service to his country, just like we honor JD Vance for his service as well to his country because he also served. But what JD Vance now trying to say, he is not gonna let go of Governor Walz because he misspoke. Then how does he want the Americans to let go of what he has said about Donald Trump? Y'all know what I mean? And now JD Vance want the Americans to forget what he has said, that he said what he said then, and y'all know what he is saying now. And he is running as Donald Trump VP after what JD Vance has said about Donald Trump. But he did not want to let go of a man that served his country for over 20 years just because he misspoke for like maybe 1 minute or 5 minutes, and he won no question his 20 years service. JD Vance, when you find yourself in a hole, stop digging. Y'all think that's the end? Nowhere. Now Donald Bush asks him about Donald Trump. Let's go take a listen to how he is now want to defend Donald Trump. Then we are gonna chit chat. This, on the other hand,
Ultimately going to be the vice president. Kamala Harris is in great health. I'm sure she's going to be president if she wins for 4 or maybe even 8 years. Why did Kamala Harris choose a person who has lied about their military service? I think that is a serious lapse in judgment. And I don't want to hear from a campaign spokesperson of Kamala Harris. I want to hear Kamala Harris herself address what I just said.
You know, I've seen a lot of statements from veterans, including those you served with, saying it's just untoward to be criticizing somebody who served for 24 years.
Dana, I'm not interested in the ad hominem. I've heard from a lot of veterans groups who criticize Tim Walz. The question is, he said he served in war, and he didn't. That is a dishonesty. I couldn't care less what one or the other person says about it. I care about what the truth is. The truth is that Tim Walz didn't tell the truth. And importantly, Dana, this is about Kamala Harris's judgment. And I think that when you ask, why has Kamala Harris allowed the border to be wide open? Why has Kamala Harris supported policies that have promoted the increase in inflation? I think it goes to the heart of her judgment, and I think that that's what we should be talking about.
One last question. Donald Trump didn't serve in the military. He received a medical draft deferment for bone spurs to avoid serving in the Vietnam War, reportedly as a favor to his father. Do you find that shameful, too?
I think that Donald Trump didn't serve in the military, but he didn't lie about it, Dana. I've known Donald Trump for a long time. He really honors our veterans.
You think he
honors
had bone
me for my
spurs?
service. Donald Trump didn't lie about serving in the military. He didn't say that he went to Vietnam when he didn't. This is the problem. I don't criticize anybody. Whether they served our country or not, I think it's honorable to serve, but
Y'all heard that right? He ain't got no problem that Donald Trump couldn't go to serve his country because he did not lie, right? Let's face it. Donald Trump did not lie. But Governor Woods that served his country for over 20 years, J.D. Vance got problem with just because the man misspoke. Y'all heard it right? It is left for you to decide what is going on with J.D. Vance. Ain't got no problem for Donald Trump. The same Donald Trump that J.D. Vance has told us a lot that we were not even thinking about Donald Trump. He has told us a lot. Now he has switched to be beside Donald Trump. But he want the American people to have problem with the man that served his country for over 20 years just because he misspoke while he was talking about the weapon. How they are trying to regulate it, that the weapon being used in the war should not be used, you know, in the community. Let's continue the conversation down there in the comment section. I know it is left for y'all to decide to judge about how JD Vance has been doing lately. According to polls, he ain't doing good at all. And he's trying to, get the momentum just like Governor was. But do y'all think he's trying? Continue the conversation down there. Because thank you to all my return subscribers. And if you haven't joined the growing community, please do not forget to do so. And thank you in advance. Bye for now.